Welcome back, my playwright friends. Welcome to the Playwright of the Century. And this play today that I'll be previewing and reading is Hidden Pains. Hidden Pains is about this lady, this that was married to this flounderer, and they had a daughter, one child, and the court felt that Father Fit was worth the child being awarded to him, which totally almost destroyed the mother to the point that she went to purchase a gun to kill him because he was taking all that she had, her precious daughter. So we're gonna get into Hidden Pains. Okay. There's a dimly lit bar and grill called Rube's Bar and Grill, some downtown Montana. Behind the bar are two TV stands. There are liquor bottles and glasses on the shelves. Off stage is the kitchen, the restroom, and they are not in sight. So any of them that's going to use the restroom, they will be going off stage or to the kitchen off stage. Okay, on the counter are ashtrays and bowls filled with peanuts and nacho chips. There are 5 stools in front of the bar, the counter. Out in front of the bar are 4 tables, spaced apart with 3 chairs to each table. There is a jukebox to the far right of the tables. It rise. Locals are standing around drinking and laughing and talking. The jukebox is playing honky-tonk music. Some locals are sitting at the bar watching TV. Some locals are at the tables eating. All of a sudden, Cassie bursts through the door into the bar to get out of the rain with her newspaper covering her head. She stops at the door and at the stage entrance, looking out at the rain, dripping wet. She turns around, looks into the bar and grill, and peels her way through the locals, standing around drinking, laughing, and talking. We're starting with Cassie. Now our cast is Cassie, Rube, and Hank. Those are the only 3 characters of this play. Okay? Cassie, she softly said, "Excuse me." Moving through the locals are standing around. And you know how they stand around in the bar? You know you haven't been to the bar. Okay. The locals slowly move out of Cassie's way, still laughing and talking, sipping on their drinks, looking and pointing, laughing at Cassie, dripping wet. Cassie scopes the bar and grill out. She sees a few locals are sitting at the table eating. Some locals are watching sports and on the TVs, sitting on each stand at the end of each of the counters. Cassie makes her way up to the counter, dripping wet. Cassie chuckles, shakes the water off herself and her newspaper. Rube stands at the counter wearing a white blouse and black pants with a towel thrown across her shoulders. Speaks to Cassie. This is Rube talking now. "Oh, look at you. You poor baby. Today is not your day, is it?" Rube sits a crate of glasses on the counter. Now this is Cassie. This is the last time I mention their name. You can figure it out. "No, it's not been so good. A wet one for sure. Look at me," looking down at herself, her dripping wet clothes. "I'm just soaking wet." Yeah. And wet you are. Sucks, huh?" She laughing. "Honey, I don't mean to laugh at you, but look like you met El Nino face to face. Look like you ran smack into him. You look like a wet cat done drug in you." Cassie looked at the locals. "I feel like one too. Who's El Nino?" Cassie sits on the stool at the counter. That's a storm joke, honey. You didn't get it. Don't don't worry about it. Pushes the chip bowl in front of her. Here, eat a chip. Cassie looks at the bowl of chips and shakes her head. No, thank you. Cassie shakes the water off the newspaper in the floor. Looks like you got right in the path of El Nino. And from the looks of your newspaper, it wasn't much of a shelter for you, was it? It's in the same shape you in, drenched and dripping all over my floor. Oh, you think, oh, Cassie laughed. No, this is not from the rain. This is from some car passing through and splashed water all over me. Rube looking Cassie up and down. I would have never guessed. Splash, downpour. I'm sorry for waiting up your floor. You give me a mop, I'll mop it right up. Don't worry about it, hon. I got it. Thanks. Whew. You would think you would get a warning or something. It's going to rain like a dark cloud or a sky, a dark clouded sky or something. You don't look at the news. The weatherman said El Nino would be sweeping through, bringing 80% rain with it today. I don't look at the news. I bet you wish you had her now. She chuckles. Oh yeah. I think I will start watching it tonight. What you having, hon? I don't sell umbrellas. But that's not a bad idea to start. Oh, nothing. Is it okay if I sit in here until the rain stops? I just come here to get out of the rain. Drying the glasses off with a towel. Waiting the rain out, huh? Well, normally I would ask soaking wet people wetting up my floor who don't look at the news to purchase something. It's not fair to the dry. Nods ahead toward the locals, buying customers who do listen to the news, that you occupy space for free and they pay. But for you, poor child, for some reason I feel sorry for you. I'm going to let you slide this time since you're soaking wet. And because you don't watch the news, you're going to catch your death in this weather. Chuckles. It's funny how you sound like my mother. That's what my mother would always say to me. She would say, Cassie, stop playing in the rain. Get in here out of that rain getting soaked. You're going to catch your death in this weather. Surprised Ruth remembers telling her daughter that. She's right, because mothers knows best. I would love when it rained. Out the door I would go. Deep sigh. Of course, today is not so lovable. Really? Well, I can't tell. Let me get you a dry towel so you can dry yourself off. You're making a pool in my floor. Still walking away. Still talking, walking away off stage. And of course, a mop and a wet floor sign. I can't afford a slip and fall in here. A lawsuit would be devastating. Rube goes back off stage to get a towel and mop and a wet floor sign. Comes back, she's talking to Cassie, comes around the counter. Rube takes the dry bath towel from her shoulders, hands Cassie the dry towel, bath towel, and sets up the wet floor sign on the floor. Rube begins to mop up the water from the floor. You're new in town, aren't you? I've never seen you around here before. Cassie takes the towel from Rube and begins drying her hair. No, not really. I don't live around here, but I shop in this area, in this town a lot. I live way across town. What on earth are you doing on this side of town in this stormy weather, trying to shop? No, I'm trying to find a job. I need a job like yesterday. Well, hon, what can you do? Can you